Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon everyday earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo, what's up? Oh, what's up? Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing. We in the house. We in the house with my brother, man. One of my favorite new people I'm talking to now, man. Brother Ivan Robinson. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. What's up with you guys? How you guys doing?
Oh, we doing good, man. You know, I'm just trying to keep the white man's foot off my neck, the usual.
I hear you.
But before we get started, man, I wanted to start off by asking you something, man, because we're seeing a huge event come on. Do you think this would be a success without having a guy like Emiliano Vargas on it? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, he's a good fighter. He ain't a great fighter. He's a good fighter. I mean, if they need to have him to make the audience and the public see more on the card, then let's have it. But I mean, who he on the card with? He on the card with Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. I mean, what else? I mean, what more do we need?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Unless you stick a guy like that, then it's definitely gonna.
I saw you kind of froze on my end. Say that one last thing again, please.
I said you stick a gentleman like Ivan Robinson on there, then we really gonna have a card.
Oh yeah.
Mighty.
So speaking of that, I want to ask you, how do you see the fight with Ryan and Roe? How do you see that fight?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, fight fans that know boxing, I mean, unless something crazy really happened, and anything can happen when it comes to boxing. But if Ryan Garcia goes in there and do exactly what he needs to do, I believe he can get rid of Rolly in 2 rounds. But you know, anything is possible in a fight when you come in to fight with 8 ounce gloves. You fight when and you in there throwing punches. That's the nature of the sport of boxing. But I mean, hey, I know the Rolly and
Hey, is he cutting in and out? Or is that me?
what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Stay focused.
Champ, you cutting in and out, champ.
Yeah, you going in and out. I thought it was me, but
I thought it was too. It's champ.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have the champ come back out and come back in, BVO.
It's me.
Yeah.
I think Michelle Obama's doing something to your phone, Coach.
That's crazy.
Yeah, go out and come back in, Coach. I think that'll help it.
Okay.
Well, why the coach get everything together? We got a little technical difficulties. One thing I gotta say, man, what do you guys think about them guys are actually going to be fighting in Times Square? What do you guys think about that?
I don't care where they fight at. I just want to see Ryan get knocked out. I want to see Tio get beat just like from one side of the ring to the other, and then that's it, I guess. But I mean, I saw the ring today. Actually, BVO, it looked kind of unique for it being outside, kind of small. Is it? I don't know. D
What's
Free
going
good with
on?
this kind of stuff. It can he? Is it open to the crowd free or is that? I don't
No,
know.
it's not. No, it's closed to the public.
That's what I was hearing.
It's only it's only open for 300 guests. The way they have it set up, they got gates around the
Yeah.
ring, so
I
people
don't know
can
what's going on.
people can stand around and see
Salute
it.
to Y Sports Bet. Salute to my man, brother Clarence.
Yeah.
And go subscribe to my man Clarence, man. This
BVO, can you not hear D Free?
No,
D
he
Free is
can't.
talking right now?
He was.
I can't hear
No,
you, man.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to get our
I
audio
couldn't hear you.
together.
Hold on, let me go out and come back in. I couldn't hear
Now
you.
go ahead. Finish what you were saying, Free. They had
No,
gates around the ring.
it's only open to 300 guests. It's a private event, but the way it seemed like they got it set up where it's a gate up there so people can stand around and see it. I don't know if it's going to stay like that, but that's the way they have it right now. So it's cool if they keep it like that. But if they close it off where you can't see inside, then you pretty much it's pointless, to be honest with you. Like, you only having it for 300 people, you might as well just put it in a private location.
Yeah, I don't understand that angle. I don't know how Dub feel about them fighting in Times Square like that. There's only 300 people. I seen Brother Clarence said the only invited. Okay. And T said they will show it on the billboard. So if it's one of them big bills and boards in Times Square, then you just gonna be out there to see the fight if you walking downtown or whatever. So I
Man,
didn't know that.
I love that they're having this fight in Times Square.
Really?
I
Why
love
is that?
it's an iconic moment.
Okay.
One of the we know Times Square is one of the largest, if not, or one of the most known spots in the world. You know what I'm saying?
I was just there, Dub.
The ball drop for New Year's Eve, those type of things. Whenever you go to New York, people tell you, "Hey, you got to go to Times Square, right?" And so to have a fight, especially with the individuals who's on this card, man, I think it's a heck of an event. I don't know exactly how you police it and all that kind of stuff, but that ain't my job to know. I'm just saying I love where this fight is taking place at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be nice if it was open to the public. The fact that it's only open for 300 people that you got to be invited to is pointless, because it's in a location where it will be a historic event, but you're making it private, so it's not a historic event. It's a private event.
Yep.
Just private don't mean it ain't historic, though.
Let me say this real quick. I think this is going to be an epic failure. And I'm going to tell you why.
Crazy.
Kind of spend the money that they're spending to not have a crowd. After that debacle that we had in LA with Terrence, ticket Crawford, it just to me, it's going to be another waste of money. And on top of that, for those of us who are not in the building, how many people are going to pay for the zone and pay that extra $26, $27 to fight? So to tell you the truth, these fights should have been broken up over three. These should have been three separate cards. I know we talk about we want to see, big fights. Okay. But you talk about having Ryan, you talking about who's a complete dirtbag. Then you talking about having Tio, another dirtbag. And then you got, my man Devin Haney. These should all three be three different cards. I mean, if they got Richard Torres headlining cards, I don't know if you guys have seen that dude. That dude's terrible. I mean, these dudes deserve to have their own card. So
I agree with you.
Me to hear this, I think it's a joke. It's a travesty to me. And this is what happens. And this is what's going on with boxing as a whole. We keep getting these stupid, dumb, harebrained schemes, and people wonder why it don't work. If it don't work in any other arena, why do you think it's gonna work here? So it's just, for me, I hope it does well, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna pray for rain. I'm gonna pray for rain.
Wow.
I hope it rain and to God get tired of it raining. I just think it's
Crazy. I
so
never even thought about that.
stupid. This whole thing is so stupid, man. You got Devin Haney fighting Richard or Jose Ramirez. That fight should be in Madison. Why is this not in Madison? See, that's how you know turkeys are playing. Now we all have been in areas, whether it's in our job, in our career, whatever the case may be. This can't happen, man. We can't keep having these stupid harebrained schemes to think boxing gonna catch some momentum. So what happens? We're gonna have this card and then we don't have nothing for what 3, 4, 5 months. This is stupid. This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But go ahead, guys. Tell me
Well,
what you
now
got.
Canelo's going to fight. It'll be some fights. I don't think you might be right though. That gap, you might be right about that gap.
I,
I don't
I,
know how
I
you look
can
at schedule.
I can understand you saying you want it broken up, and I've made that argument as well. Like you said, I think that you could have made a month worth of fights in what we're gonna have this week, this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm.
At the same time, um, it is good to see all these young guys on the card together because, I want to see Devin rematch Ryan. I want to
Hmm.
see T.O. fight Devin. I want to see T.O. and Ryan. I want to see all these guys mix
I
it up.
want to see T.O. and Barbosa, Dub. I think Barbosa can beat him.
I ain't got no problem with you saying it. I think he's gonna come. I think he's gonna come forward too much, and he's gonna fall right into T.O. wheelhouse. But at the same time, I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah,
So
for sure. We got the coach. We got the coach back. Go ahead, Dub. Go for it. After you get done, we're gonna go to the coach.
I
Go
was just
ahead,
gonna
Dub.
say, but I do agree they could have made this one weekend into a month worth of fights, and
Yeah.
then you could have put on so many other guys on these guys undercard versus
Hmm.
having these three on the same card. But at the same time, I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
So, coach, what do you think about this pinky in the brain scheme that we got with these guys fighting in the middle of Madison Square Garden? What do you think about this?
Oh man, I mean, with the way the world is being crazy. I'm just hoping that they have enough security around the event. And I hope that the event turned out to be great, man. I mean, you got three great fights on there. I want all three champions to do their thing, But like I said, anything's liable to happen in the boxing world. So, hey, may the best fighters win.
I ask you this: when you see a guy like Ryan Garcia coming back to the ring after his antics, they've been well documented. I mean, the guy's a piece of garbage, in my humble opinion. Do you think he deserves the right to headline the card?
You say you say he a piece of garbage?
Yeah.
Um,
When you say you hate blacks, coach, I hate you too.
well, I
That's
mean,
how I
yeah,
feel.
you take that a long way. You know what I'm saying? And that does cut deep. Um, but at the end of the day, we gotta give him his props. He's a pretty good fighter, man. He fights pretty good. Um, I mean, against a top tier fighter, I don't think he does well. Like for instance, I've been hearing something about him and Jerron Boots in his fight.
Mhm.
Jerron a killing.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but if that's a fight that they want to make, I'm
Yeah.
with it 100%.
Yeah.
You
Jerron
saying that
Boots
because
will walk the dogs with Ryan, bro.
hold on, somebody got some background noise.
Yeah, we got some news playing. Somebody got to mute they.
Is that you, Big Mike?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm about to bring you in 1 second. Mute while you're not talking, so we can hear your TV.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. So my thing was this, coach, is I get what you're saying, and I'll be honest. These guys will tell you when before Ryan came out as a racist, I was dancing around a sombrero when he beat Devin. I was, man. I was excited. But when I hear a guy go out of his way to say how much he hates us and how he wish he could, and I always bring this point up because I thought it was just sick. He said he wanted to bring George Ford alive so he can unalive him again. I just never in my life thought you would hear that kind of hate and vitriol come from a fighter. You're supposed to support him. What do you think about that, coach?
There you go. Um, damn, that ain't me. That's down.
We can hear you good.
We can hear you. You good,
Oh,
coach. You good.
okay. I mean, we know that we put Ryan in there with a well class great fighter. He's gonna have problems.
Right.
I was kind of upset with Devin Haney because of the simple fact Devin Haney couldn't defend that left hook. And I mean, you getting caught with the left hook all night. I mean, your corner should tell you something different for you to do, so you can stop getting hit with the left hook. But evidently, his pop wasn't telling him the right thing, and his other trainer wasn't telling him the right thing. Then I'm upset because simple fact Ryan had to go through what he had to go through, and he had to do what he had to do in order to beat Devin Haney. I mean, he shouldn't have been able to do that. I mean, if he is a great fighter as he say he was, and he claimed to be, he should have just been able to beat Devin straight up. But hey, he had to use dirty tactics to get it, and it was a bad fight. I'm glad that they did what they did, but at the same token, that I think that yeah, they should have a rematch. And if they drug test the way they should drug test, and they rehydrate the way they should rehydrate, it should be a great fight. It's kind of hard to say if Devin has made the enough assessment changes to counter his left hook. We only can tell when the fight happened. But I think Ryan, really honestly, I think Ryan has too much firepower for Devin.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dub and Free. I know y'all might got something for the champ.
Hey, Coach, let me ask you this. So, and I understand your opinion as far as Devin Ryan. As far as the drug allegations go, drug cheating, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I ain't know. I don't know. You know more about boxing than I do, so you probably know more about the supplements than I do as well. Are you familiar with Ostarine and what it does, or how it can help?
No, see, I mean, I hate this. I don't hate to say it. It's just that it is what it is. I'm an old school fighter. All this new Trimex with these drugs and these supplements and all that stuff. All this stuff is new to me because now I'm not the fighter that's in the battlegrounds. I'm on the outside,
Right.
you know, and I keep all my fighters clean. I got a coach that I work with named Mike Miner. He's one of the premier coaches that's on top of everything when it comes to our fighters doing exactly what they need to do to stay fresh and stay on top of what they need to stay on top of to be ready at all times. So this new Trimex stuff with these medics and these pills and these needles and stuff like that, I'm not really with that. I try to keep my fighters clean, and I'm hoping when we go fight other opponents, their trainers are keeping them clean, and we can just go in there and have a fair fight, and the best champion wins or the best fighter wins. Yeah, but it's definitely getting crazy.
And second thing to that, the other thing, Ryan, when coming in, I think 3.2 pounds overweight. What type of advantage would you say that gives a fighter when they come in or miss weight? And a lot of times, you know, I hear fighters talk about professionalism, all that kind of stuff. But even when they miss weight, they work to try to get it off. You know what I'm saying? They get that extra time. But 3 pounds is a lot in boxing, in my personal opinion. What's your thoughts on the weight, and did it give any type of advantage in your opinion?
Well, you know, like I said, I'm an old school fighter. I'm a throwback fighter. You know, I tell my fighters, and the thing about me, all my fighters, we train every day, except for I don't go in on Fridays and I'm not there on Sundays. So they had 2 days off. So with them 2 days off, basically they have like a free day on Friday to either go to the gym or run. Sunday they have to run. Saturday I see them at the gym. Mostly like the past 3 weeks on Saturdays, we just been running. Now we're going to go back to training because it's really going to be hot. So we're going to get in the gym and we're going to work. But when I was coming up, my dad didn't allow me to be 5 pounds within my weight. I fought at 135. My dad wouldn't allow me to be no more than 140. And this was my walking around weight. And I fought at 35. My dad didn't allow me to get to no 150, no 155. And then you got to put in 2.5, 3 weeks of hard training to get the weight off and then you got to take another week and a half or 2 weeks to try to put your game plan together and be right. I don't understand how these fighters do this stuff nowadays. You got fighters fighting at 140, walking around at 160, and then
That's
they killing
crazy.
themselves to get down the weight. I mean, and then you figure they being lazy by doing what they need to do, so they go by trying to be slick about it and go get supplements or do whatever they can do to get the weight down, and it's hurting them. It's really hurting them, and it's making the sport look really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Coach, being though that everybody criticized Devin Haney for the whole lawsuit for Ryan and everything, and Ryan got suspended on these PEDs. Do you feel like the way that Turkey has put this card together is like they're giving Ryan a pass and they punishing Devin as making him the co-main and making Ryan the main event, and Ryan is fighting for a belt?
Man, look, the way I see it, like I said, to some degree on certain things, I'm just an old school guy. My thing is this: I'm back in the ring, I'm ready to fight. Everybody's going to see me, regardless of if I'm co-main event or if I'm main event. My job is to go out there and look good and win. Doesn't matter if I fight second or first. Everybody who's there going to see me. So I got to perform at the best that I knew how to perform by coming out on top and winning. Back then, it didn't matter to me if I fought second, if I was the main event, if I was the co-main event. Everybody still got to see me, and I had to go out there and I had to perform, because if I didn't, if I wasn't first and if I wasn't second and I had a bad performance, how did that make me look on TV? Then I would have been sitting there talking about, yo, you should have had me on the undercard. I should have been on the undercard.
Mm-hmm.
So to some point, you might look at it as the Sheik is punishing, I guess, Ryan because he's getting a title. Okay. But at the same time, he's just trying to keep it electrified by going on by, Ryan. We punish Ryan for doing what he's doing. We're gonna give him a shot to do this, because I really think that, to be honest with you, I don't think the Sheik and them guys had a whole lot of how can I say it? Have a whole lot of interest on Ryan doing a lot of things, because, like I said, the weight class he in, Ryan not beating too many people. He not beating. Who is there out there we really can say besides Rolly that Ryan could really have a great performance against? And like I said, he slip up, he mess around and do something stupid or do something out of the ordinary, and Rolly land one of his crazy cocky shots. It may be night.
I would love to see that.
Oh my God!
The only thing I will say though, Coach, is I wonder, why does Ryan look so small? I've never seen him look this small.
Because he ain't all juiced up.
It's kind of weird.
That's another thing that could be into. You really never know what's going on in a camp. You never really know what's going on with a fighter. Like we fighters, we fight to the end of whatever. We never really tell our coaches if we really hurting. Like, for instance, if we have a bad knuckle or a bad hand, we not telling coach 2 weeks before the fight, hey coach, look, my right hand banged up. I think we should pull out. No, you're gonna tell coach to tape your hand up, pad your hand up as best as you can, because you know you're gonna use it in the fight.
Yeah. The thing I'll say is this as well. What do you think about seeing Tio's antics as far as like he coming in with the Mucho Libre? I don't know what you call that. I call it the Rey Mysterio mask. You think about it coming in with the mask, man, looking crazy like that.
Boxing has went probably like 30 years ahead of a lot of the times and things that went on when we were coming up, and a little past what's going on now. I think it's just, as my pop used to tell me a long time ago, you have to have a gimmick. And these guys trying to have all kinds of type of gimmicks to either distract their opponent or make themselves look bigger and have the attention drawn to them. Look, he fighting on a big card. Regardless on
even though Teofimo has a bigger name, and I think he's a bigger draw, which I really think that Tio still need a lot of corrections with things he does. I still think he needs some tweaking in his style and the way he go about his fighting. But at the same time, he fighting on a card with three major guys that has names that probably can pretty much hold their own if they really put in behind the work and do what they need to do. So that is just probably a gimmick because what he's fighting before Ryan and Devin, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know, you being a coach, and Dub, this is something that you brought up that I didn't even think about. What do you think about, Coach, the fact that we got, and I want to bring in Miguel, who came with you as well. What do you think about Derek James taking Ryan back after all the racist tirades? What do you think about? Does that kind of lower your opinion of Derek James, or he just got to feed his family? What do you think?
People don't know, but me and Derek James, we became close friends back in 89. We both was on the junior world team together, U.S. junior world team together, and we became brothers. Ever since then, we always traveled together. We fought on a lot of the USA teams together, so we grew a bond. That's my guy. I mean, he been through his ups and his downs with Earl Spence. You know, he went through his little thing with my man Martin, and now he going through it with Ryan. To some point, I'm kind of disappointed because I know Derek. Derek has a good heart, but then at the same time, he can be that guy that can flip the switch and be mean, and you'll think different of him. You'll be like, yo, that's not the Derek James I know. So it's a reason why he took Ryan back. Derek James is a good trainer. But honestly, I don't know if he can do too much to help Ryan with getting to the next level. He might get him past this fight, but they talk about him fighting Boots and who else. I don't know. I don't know if James, I don't know if Derek can do it. And that's my brother. I love him to death. You know, I call that Joker tomorrow and we'll talk. But I don't know. I don't see Ryan fitting Derek's style. The way Derek trained and how he trained, I can't see Ryan really getting anything from it or growing from it. I mean, he didn't grow in his last fight. I mean, this guy trying to do the Philly shell, as we call it. And he's getting all punched upside his head. I mean, like, come on, dog.
I like that. Cause you ain't like that Mayweather defense he was doing.
Man, they call it the taco shell.
That wasn't no Mayweather defense.
That's what Mayweather called it. He called it Mayweather.
It doesn't matter what you call it.
Yeah.
Every time somebody does it, that's what we call it. We're gonna call it the Philly shell, the Floyd shell, whatever. But when somebody does it, you have to do it right. And you have to perfect it. I mean, you can't just go do something without perfecting it. That's just like riding a bike. We all try to ride a bike. We got on a bike, we fell until we perfect how to ride the bike. He's still not saying he won't be good at it, but right now, no sir.
Let's bring Miguel in. Go ahead, Miguel. We want to hear from you, man. You came in with Coach, man. What's going on, Miguel? How you doing?
You're on mute, brother. You're on mute.
You might have fell on the steps. Miguel.
Hope he didn't do that.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on, man? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show.
Good.
So tell us something about Coach that we don't know. Is Coach as fire as we hear, or is that all talk? Because I be hearing Coach like he gonna get on somebody, but he seemed like a nice guy, man. Is that all? Is he fiery when somebody do something wrong in the gym?
Yeah.
Hold up. Is that little Miguel?
Yeah.
He already know. He been with me for about 2 weeks, and excuse my expression, he going through hell right now.
You know, the funniest thing, man, about it is when you're going through those, I call it going through the fire. You never realize how much you love those coaches, man. I used to think Coach Bo was something was wrong with him. He used to be like, BVO, get on my line. Or my favorite used to be, what are you doing sweating in my uniform?
Wow.
I used to think to myself, what do you mean sweating in your uniform?
Wow.
But that kind of stuff really helps. But speaking of something, I really want to ask you about when you see boxing right now, when you see a guy like Bomac, are you seeing the new version of Eddie Futz, or is that just too much praise for Bomac? What do you think?
You say Eddie Futz?
Yes.
It's kind of hard to say. Bomac is a good trainer, very good trainer. But you have other trainers out there that are either on the same level as Bomac or they catching with Bomac.
Like who?
We really won't put Bomac in, and that's a bad thing, not a hard thing. That's a bad thing to say. People judging Bomac right now, great. But you know how it is. If he doesn't take Terrence out there and beat Canelo, we're gonna have not us, because not me, and I wouldn't say y'all would, but people are not gonna have great things to say about Bomac. I don't feel like you should judge a trainer because of a loss or because of dispute of a decision, because at the end of the day, the fighter works so hard and the trainer puts so much time in with the fighter for the fighter to become that outstanding fighter, that fighter that we all come to love and do. Because as far as I know of, Terrence hasn't been with nobody but Bomac, right?
Correct.
Right.
How many fighters now, honestly, off the top of your head that you can think of, how many fighters that you know of right now, and I say this all the time, I even put myself in this situation. My thing is this, I'm an older guy right now. So I'm not gonna get a kid. I mean, I do have him, but basically, to be honest, I mean, you got to be realistic about it. I got kids that's like 8 or 9. I'm hoping, pray to God, but come on, be realistic. I'm not gonna train this kid at the age of 9, and he's not gonna become 22, 23, turning pro, and gonna be the top kid coming out of the amateurs, going into the professional, being one of the top guys in the world. That's just not gonna happen because time is not presenting itself to be like that. So, but Bomac has had that opportunity because he had Terrence since he was a kid. So regardless on what type of pedestal you want to put him on now, later you can't knock him because of whatever he didn't do or he never got the chance to get Terrence too. If you're gonna give that man his flowers now, then give him his flowers now and let him ride off with his flowers by being the great fighter that trained Terrence Crawford from day one to now. You don't have many trainers out here in the world that has any fighter. I can name a lot of trainers. They haven't had their fighters from when they had their bottles in their mouth to now that they grown men. No, none.
Yeah, and another reason I give Bomac that kind of credit is because everybody I've seen him with looks like a better version of themselves. Whether it's we just seen Chris Eubanks fight Conor Ben, who I think is an absolute can. When he was with Bomac that one fight, you seen a strong jab you had never really seen. You seen pretty good lateral movement. Same thing with Keyshawn. It seemed like Keyshawn looks better and better and better every time I see him with Bomac. So that's why I kind of give Bomac that credit.
You have to understand, I always said, it's just like a basketball team. The coach has to put his team together. You know what I'm saying? He has to learn his players. He has to put the right players in the right position to do the right things. Every trainer ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like fighters win world championships and or even they get to the top of the escalon where they're about to break national wide and become a household name. and they was with Joe Blow from day one. Now all of a sudden they see Freddie Roach and Freddie Roach hot because Freddie Roach had Pacquiao as that and the other, and he messed around and he want to go to Freddie Roach. So now Freddie Roach got to take the time to sit and think and look at this fighter and say to himself, like, how am I going to work with this kid? Because everybody ain't Pacquiao, everybody ain't Floyd. You can't train a guy like Floyd because he's not Floyd. You got to train a fighter the way he is. He got to create his own style. And that's one thing my dad always told me when I was coming up through the amateurs and the pro. My dad said, you know what? You gotta come in, you gotta have your own style. You gotta have your own gimmick. You know, people gotta love you for you. They can't love you because you travel with Mark Johnson or you messed around and you was on the team with Oscar De La Hoya. You gotta have your own image. That's just like us being grown men from us being kids. Our dads groomed us to be young men, or our moms groomed us to be young men, or our uncles groomed us to be young men. You know what I'm saying? We didn't just say, "Oh, I want to be like Bumpy Johnson." No, man, you ain't no Bumpy Johnson. You better be yourself. So
you know, it's funny you say that because you know my grandmother used to say all the time, "You keep going like you're going, they got a place for you." And my grandfather. There's like a jail not too far from like where we used to go to church at, and I never forget one time the church we used to call it the church bus, but it was just a van. We was on a van, and the driver drove us by the jail and said, "Welcome home, fellas."
Wow, that's crazy.
But that being said, I know Dub had brought up something I had never really thought about. Do you think when you see people using like the snack program, do you think that really enhances the fighter? Because I don't understand what's this whole thing about working with Victor Conte.
Did I bring that up?
What?
Did I bring that up?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you say you don't remember that, do you?
I don't know what the hell he talking about, really. But
the thing I was saying, we were saying that because a guy like Victor Conte, a guy who is a known cheater, my whole question would be, why is he in our sport? Because I just don't see, you know, him changing his ways. I mean, once a cheater, always a cheater. Do you feel that same way, Coach?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Because it seems like everybody, like we've seen it with Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Once you're known for cheating, he cheated in kickboxing. Then when he fought AJ, he was so scared he shot himself with everything but horse tranquilizers, man. I mean, he even had the Ray Lewis, that deer antler spray.
Right. Why would you even want to affiliate yourself with something like that? That's like back in the day, the saying is, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. Now, my thing is, that's just like me driving down the street and at the corner, then I got to go to the next block, but it's blocked off. So what? It's blocked off. So what I'm going to say, forget it. I'm going to just ride through it. No, I got to go around the corner. So if this guy is a bad influence on the other people out there, why would I even let him in my camp? Why would I even be talking to him? Why would I be even affiliated with him? I wouldn't want that. It can ruin everything about you.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this one question, and then I'm gonna bring in my man, brother Clarence. If you have a fighter, what is your policy on doing recreational drugs like smoking weed, drinking? How do you approach that as a coach?
Well, the first thing I do is that I don't want to have you. You're not allowed to be around me at all with that. You know what I'm saying? And let me. I'm glad you brought that up. I have 3 young gentlemen that I train are in middle school and high school, and I got them, you know, like a year ago, 2 years ago. First thing that I asked them, will you do drugs? How are you doing in school? How is your home life? All them things are good. Okay. I need to meet your mom, your dad, your uncle, whoever you stay with, I need to meet. Now, my thing is this is what I do. I'm in the gym Monday through Thursday from 7 in the morning. Then I leave and I come back and I'm 4 to 8. Fridays I'm not in the gym. That's like my day to take care of bills. And also, now that I have kids that are in junior high school and getting ready to go to high school, what I do every marking period, I need to see your grades. I get in touch with the principal of the school. I let the principal know right from the door, your kid, because every principal at every school, basically, that I know of and have talked to, basically know all their kids in school and they know the bad ones. So my thing is, I basically socialize with your principal, let your principal know what it is that you do and who I am. And at the same time, I get in touch with your home advisor teacher. Make sure that I know them. So if anything happens or anything going on, if they can't get in touch with mom or dad, I'm available. Fridays, I go meet and I see my kids in school. I get their grades, I get their report cards, and I know what they're doing and how they're doing in school. If they're not doing well in school, if they're giving problems at home, and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing at home, I don't want to see them. I'm good. I don't need you on my team.
Dang, that's cold, coach.
Straight like that.
That's how my dad did me. So I guess they followed me.
That's ice cold because I'll be honest with you, because back when I played football, I always had me a bag of mushrooms, man. So
well, guess what? You wouldn't have never ate no mushrooms. You'd have been eating something else besides mushrooms.
But the reason I was doing that is because one thing I will say, I don't know if this goes for boxing too. I think I played football entirely too early, because I can remember being 14, 15, because I went from, I was 5'6", then I went to 5, then I went to 6 feet, like within like a summer.
Right.
And then my sophomore year, I went from 6 foot to 6'5". It was like the craziest thing, and I remember having so much pain. And I remember, and because I went to like the Catholic school, so I met this kid. He's like, "Man, you do these mushrooms, man, you'll be all right." Because I don't know if we talk enough about this is when you're boxing or you play any kind of combat sports. How do you deal with the pain? Because until you get to the top level, it is hard to get like treatment, real treatment, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, thank God, I haven't had any fighters that has had, and even professional. I haven't had any that has serious problems where I had to be like, look, man, you need to take time off, go to the doctor, you know what I'm saying? Go get checked out, go get an MRI or EKG, find out what's going on. I haven't had that. So I guess that I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. And you know, basically when you having fighters that's getting injured like that or getting hurt, they practically, and I understand that a lot of fighters want to become world champions. You know, Floyd done changed the game so much. Now Gervonta Davis has changed it pretty much too. And it's not that a fighter or a kid shouldn't want to be a Gervonta Davis or Floyd Mayweather, but you have to understand what the rules and regulations are and the things that you have to go through to become a world champion. Like I tell my fighters all the time, when we be talking about Floyd, or we talking back in the day about a Ray Leonard, or we talking about a Mike Tyson, I tell these guys, y'all don't understand. Back in those days, we were like fierce to do these things. This was something that was like prone to us to do. It was like boxing was just like, I mean, like an eating habit. We always had to be in great condition. We always had to do things. We was always thinking like Floyd. Floyd would always be thinking his opponent is training when really he not training. But that was an edge for Floyd. That's why Floyd got up in the middle of the night and ran. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why he may have did, 6 or 8 more rounds on a speed bag. That might be a reason why after he really got finished sparring, he had a little kid coming in and throw punches at him so he can get his eyes right. His defense got better. These are the things that we done in our time coming up. These are the things that these guys are doing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have gotten to the point where I have asked my fighters, you know, I tell them, I said, well, go ahead and do 4 rounds. And they always, one thing they know about me, I could be on one side of the gym and they could be on the other side of the gym. And I can give them a direction or I can give them something to do. And they're half-ass on it because they thinking coach ain't paying attention. But I am paying attention. And when I yell over there to them and I tell them, I say, how many rounds you did? Oh, I did 4. No, you did. You just did 2. You set the other 2 rounds. So now you got an extra 4 rounds to do. Oh, coach, no, you got an extra 4 rounds to do. I don't want to do it. Well, if you don't want to do it, you know what? You can pack your stuff and you can go home. I don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't about me being nasty. It ain't about me being hard. It ain't me trying to be better than any other trainer out here in the world. It's just that it's about discipline. And that's something that I feel as though that our kids nowadays don't have that we had coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of hard to teach them it. But I think if you have a good coach, your parents are groomed well, I think that it takes some time to get through their head, but it'll get done. I mean, yeah. I mean, I come home plenty of times with many headaches. You know what I'm saying? I had to take aspirins and stuff because my head hurt. But at the end of the day, when I go to sleep, you know what? I'm good because I know that that was something that I was supposed to do. I was supposed to yell at my kid and tell my kid to do extra rounds. Or I told my kid to do the 100 jumping jacks. He didn't do them. So now he got 100 more he got to do. He didn't do his 100 sit-ups. So now he got an extra 100 to do. Tomorrow, today he was supposed to do 4 miles. He didn't do them. He did 3. So tomorrow he got to do 6. You know, those types of things.
Yeah.
Coach, I think it's very interesting. One of the things you said earlier, I was listening to Rolly during his interview with, I believe, Ring Magazine, whoever. And I think he's training now with Ishmael Salas. And he spoke on how Ishmael Salas trains each of his fighters differently. He doesn't have one set style to train in. He's going to train you to do what you do best, right? For fighters that's coming up, young fighters, those type of things, what do you do to help them find their style first? And how do you make sure you're focusing on each fighter in a different way versus just having one set training style?
Well, what happens is, like, a little story. I had a friend of mine named Kevin. That's my guy. I love him to death. He trained with the era of Joe Frazier. And I remember he told me at one time, he was like, man, I was in the gym training, and Joe came downstairs from the office, and he was telling me to throw my left hook this way. And he was like, I didn't really understand how Joe was telling me to throw my left hook. But when I looked at it on tape, Joe was trying to get me to fight like him. People don't have a style like Muhammad Ali. A guy don't have a style like Floyd Mayweather.
Roy Jones. Don't have
a style like me. A guy don't have a style like Roy. So what you do when a kid first coming in the gym, you pretty much let him do what it is he know how to do, and then you mold him. It's just like a person molding a picture or drawing a picture. You draw the picture the way you see the person. You had a person fight the way they know how to fight, but you just make adjustments. You have to make adjustments. That's what any fighter has to make adjustments on doing things. We don't do everything right. We just don't. We have to be taught how to do things. Because trust me, if we all did everything right, the world would be messed up.
Yeah, I like it.
One thing I always wondered though, how do you know if a kid has what it takes to be a good fighter?
Well, of course, you know, he has to, first of all, his heart got to be there. Joker get cracked and he ready to quit. No, dog, this ain't for you, dog. You need to be shooting some dice or studying or playing basketball or something. But boxing ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a kid in there that's he has heart, he's willing to learn, And I was always told, and I know y'all guys was the same thing when we was in school. When we didn't want to raise our hand and ask the question, the teacher always used to tell us, raise your hand and ask the question. No question is a bad question. I tell my fighters all the time, man, look, that's why I'm here, for you to ask me questions. And one thing that I'm proud of and I take highly of, and I basically thank God for, is that I still have my dad with me. So my dad is by my hip every day. You know, he working with me with my fighters. If it's things that I don't see, he catch. If it's certain way that I have a kid moving or a certain way I have a kid jabbing, trust and believe my dad is going to correct it if it's wrong. And what am I going to say? Dad, you wrong? No. I'm going to shut up, sit back, and let the kid do what my dad said do.
Did you ever think you'd be working with your hero like that, man? Hand in hand? That's got to be cool to work with your dad hand in hand.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's just like a marriage. Some days, some weeks are great. Then other days we ain't speaking. He mad at me. You know what I'm saying? It's all love, man. And you know, it's nothing like a parent's love, but it's nothing like your dad love when you and him both doing the same thing that you love. And I don't care. I could never, ever, ever be better than my dad. Ever. Because he taught me what I know. I'm good because he made me good.
Right.
So, you know, I think I'm ahead of the game in many areas.
Yeah, and the one thing I want to ask you more about this is, it's kind of funny. We've been having a lot of episodes about this because we having a crisis in leadership lately, where we don't have enough fathers. What is it like when you run into a kid and they need you to be dad and not just coach? How do you handle that?
Well, well, basically how I would handle it, because I haven't had to handle it that way yet, and of course that time probably will come, but I haven't had that specific era where I had to handle that yet. First of all, I tell my fighters when they come to me and I start training them, and then I get to know them. Sometimes you really don't, you think because you work with a kid for a month, 3 months, 4 months, you think you know him. No, man, it's just like I said, it's just like a marriage. You really don't know him until it gets to the point where it's really detrimental and you're back up against the wall, and then your smartness, your king, your father hat, your trainer hat, your brother hat, your friend hat has to come above of it all. Like every Saturday after workout, I have a meet with my whole team all the time, and I talk to them first from me. I tell them, and the great thing that I think my dad and God has helped me with, I can tell each and every fighter that I have what their mistakes are, what they doing wrong all the time. And then on top of it, I can be that coach that don't take no back talk, no shit, no nothing from them. It's either you gonna do it my way or it's the highway. And it's not trying to be me trying to be the big man and that. You just gotta understand with me, I understand the sport of boxing. I've been doing it since I was 5. And I fought from the age of, I'm gonna say 15 is when I really, as you say, got on the scene. People really know who I was. From 15 until 35, I was one of the top amateurs in the world. I was one of the top professionals in the world. I fought just about any and everybody. It didn't matter. So within those years, I learned a lot. So I'm able to teach my kids what I know, even if it's not something that's new in this era, in this world. I still always say at the end of the day, all these kids learning great things, but still I say, and I stick to this until the day I die. Old school boxing always gonna be first. Always. Always. Because there's things that my dad is telling my young fighters that I asked him, why didn't he tell me? or why didn't he say to me?
I ain't mad at it. Real quick, going to what we got going this week. We got a huge huge weekend of boxing coming up. I know a lot of people focused on the fights tomorrow. Canelo fights on Saturday as well. He's fighting William Skull. First things, coach, are you familiar with William Skull? Have you seen this brother fight?
Nope. Don't know nothing about him. Have y'all?
I've seen him fight. I had to go find the fights. Now I had to go find them. I will tell you that. But I have seen a couple of his matches. Decent jab, decent footwork. You know what I'm saying? Nothing special, in my opinion. Nothing special.
Excuse me for cutting you off. That's crazy because I don't. That's one thing about me. I don't know what it is, but I don't watch a lot of fighters. I really don't. I never have. Like when I was coming up in my professional career, my dad and my other trainer and my manager, they always did the watching of the fighter, and they came back to the gym and they told me what exactly it was that we needed to work on for the fight. Now I think I got spooked because the first time I ever watched a fight of another opponent that I was about to fight was my manager bought the tape of Arturo Gatti and Rafael Ruelas. And when I seen Gatti knock Ruelas out, I got scared. I was like, this is the kid they want me to fight next, you know. But I felt as though that I was the better fighter. I had the better defense. I was quicker. I moved better. I had a lot of things going for me. So I thought that Gatti did wrong by picking me, which it wasn't even Gatti. Gatti said he didn't want to fight me. He said it was main events who picked the fight. So, hey, whatever the case may be, the fight happened and I beat him. But, you know, styles make fights. This kid, I was reading his article yesterday on my phone about what he think about Canelo. To some point, he's right. I mean, Canelo been around a long time. So regardless if we want to see it, I think it's been seen already and it's been whispered around, and it may be even out in the atmosphere where everybody see it. Of course, Canelo lost a step, but this kid was saying how he's going to hit Canelo a lot, and that he thinks that Canelo is not able to withstand his boxing. So evidently, the kid don't think he's punching hard. He thinks that Canelo is just going to sit there and get all that punch.
Hold on, coach. Your mic. We can barely hear you, coach.
Oh,
no, you good now? Say it again.
I said, who mic was that? Mine?
No, you good now. You good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I was saying, I was reading earlier. Excuse me, that the kid was saying how he feels though that Canelo lost a step. I mean, Canelo, what, 35, 36? He been fighting since he was like 18 or 19. Of course, he lost a step. He was saying that Canelo is easy to hit. Maybe he is, but the kid was saying how he was just going to box him. If the kid is a great boxer, that's good. But at the end of the day, can the kid take the power that Canelo is going to be bringing him? Because I still think Canelo still has a little pack in his power and in his punch that if the kid is not a great boxer or has great defense, Canelo can probably get rid of him. Then again, Canelo hasn't had a knockout in what, a year and a half?
Yeah, it's actually been longer than that. I think since like 2019.
But then again, yeah, we got to think about the guys he fought. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know Canelo been fighting a lot of small guys, but at the same token, he was fighting for what reason? He wasn't getting hurt. He knew these guys wasn't a threat to him. That's why he took them. So, you know, time will tell. But I'm really interested in him fighting Terrence Crawford and seeing how that goes.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Coach, because when it come down to Bud, and I done had this conversation, and we're going to continue to have it until we see the fight. I'm just going to be honest. Hey, you know, moving up, in this situation, people will say 2 weight classes. The man had one fight at 54. So If you want to say 3, I ain't got no problem with it. But how much of a chance do you give Bud to beat Canelo?
You want me to be honest?
Absolutely.
Keep it a bean. Keep it a bean.
None.
That's cold.
Hey, Coach. I wish we would have had Bernie on. I got to get Bernie on here because Bernie cussed us out.
I mean, come on, man. You got to seriously think about it. Bud been fighting guys at a lower weight class at his capacity of his weight. Guys that are his weight. I mean, yeah, by the time they dehydrated and all that stuff, they probably was like 54 or whatever. Bud was probably the same thing too. But you got to look him moving up 2 weight classes. He not fighting a guy that's the same weight as him. You're not fighting a guy that's what, 7 or 8 pounds heavy. You fighting a guy that's like 20 pounds heavier than you, and you putting on 20 pounds. But I'm trying to figure out how he putting 20 pounds on. Is he putting on 20 pounds of muscle?
Yeah,
I don't know.
His trainer said he just been eating.
Is that going to diminish his speed? Is that going to make him more of a puncher? That works in Canelo favor because Canelo doesn't really have to look for him then because he know that Bud is not going to be doing a whole lot of moving. But then again, we know Bud don't do a whole lot of moving anyway. My thing is, will Bud take that punching power with him? One thing that Bud won't lose is that he still has all his faculties, saying that he can move well, he gets around well, he gives angles well. That's what I love about it because that was something that I really loved the most about me that my dad implemented in me. I always love angles, and I teach my fighters that, and that's something that's very tactic when it comes to being in there fighting at all. Anyway, you have to give angles. You don't want to be sitting in front of your man, letting your man pound on you. You don't want to be there. You want to give angles. You want to hit from different angles. You want to put yourself in different positions. Bud is good at that. But
So you talking about running, Coach? You want him to? You want fighters to run?
No, I don't want fighters to run. I want fighters to give angles.
Like if you're giving me angles, that means you're running. Like,
nigga, nah. You said running. I ain't say running. When you punch, you do miles. Come on, man. I'm talking about angles. I ain't talking to you, man. Get off this line, man. I said angles. I'm running.
Shout out to Sombrero, man. Shout out to Sombrero, man. That's why we call him Sombrero around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Coach. My only question is this. Now we know that the Mexican style is probably considered, the most entertaining. I think it's science to come forward because if I'm doing angles and moving around, ain't nothing better than me going through you and imposing my will on you. Like there's nothing like that. Like one of my favorite fights was when you seen George Foreman was beating Joe Frazier so bad he turned his back and ran from him. He was like imposing his will on him. Like isn't that what it's about? Where you break a man in the ring? Same thing.
But I mean, you can also break your man down by giving him angles. If you giving a fighter angles and you got this joker turning to find you, that's great. You don't want to sit in front of a joker and then a joker just pound on you. You don't want to be there for nobody hitting you. Now, I mean, yeah, that's how the Mexicans fight.
But don't I got to bring it to get it though, Coach? That's what Roy Jones always said.
Say what?
Didn't Roy always say you got to bring it to get it sometime?
Sometimes you do. But if you're smart and you box well, you don't have to. My thing is keeping a guy on the end of my jab. If I can't keep a joker on the end of my jab, I'm in trouble.
Keep him at the end of the stick. Absolutely.
There you
go. Okay. Now, if you're talking about what we seen with TF versus Zepeda, what we seen Tevin Farmer controlling him with the jab, and because I thought he won the first fight, he definitely lost the second one. But the first fight, the way he was like controlling Zepeda with that mid-range space, and he kept putting that jab in his nose every time he came forward.
He kept turning him, right?
He did, yes.
That's what I'm talking about. You keep turning your man having problems catching you. You don't want to turn. You don't want that joker hitting you on the side of your head or on the side of your face or catch you with a left hook because you don't see him. You keep your man turning. And that's what I love about Tevin Farmer. The only thing about Tevin Farmer, if Tevin Farmer had a little more punching power, he would be terrible. But I love Tevin. That's my man. I love him. Probably one of the best boxing southpaws since Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah.
Now,
and I gotta ask you this last question. I gotta ask you this last question, Coach, when it comes to that. So I understand, like a lot of guys on the panel, D Free, Prize, they like all that running. But my thing
like
is
all
this.
that running.
Yeah, where
he calls it running. I
where
call
the
it
hit
like
don't
what y'all
get hit.
said.
The whole
I love that. That's what I like, and that's what I grew up like. When I grew up watching you and watching some other fighters, I fell in love with that hit and not get hit. That's just me though. BVO call it running.
That's what it's about. It's about
the sweet science.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Like I like when Floyd. I
let me ask you this.
appreciated Floyd.
You don't think when I come in there,
you want to
as a
see a
fighter,
guy stay in the pocket? You
rock
want to see a guy stay in the pocket and get hit, right?
Yeah, like Durant.
Huh?
You remember how Roberto with Durant was sitting in that pocket and beat you up and trade?
And how many people did he beat up like that and knock out? Yeah, because he had him right where he wanted him, right in the center of the ring, right in the middle, and tore fire. So I guess when Leonard fought the ring the second time, he ran.
Well, I thought he cheated because he definitely ran.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna tell you how I thought he cheated, Coach. For one, he cheated because he got that match within 3 months. We all know Durant had got all the way up to 190. Durant killed himself to make the fight.
That's his problem.
And Durant ran from him.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a little story. When I fought Gaddy the first time, we both weighed in at we both weighed in at 133. I knew 35 wasn't gonna be no problem for me because I was fighting at 35 after my second fight I moved up to 35 because I couldn't make 30 no more. So 35 wasn't a problem. Now Gaddy had a problem where after every fight he would blow up. Gaddy would blow up to about 150, 160 pounds.
Right.
So when after we beat him the first fight, I didn't want the second fight. I tried to get out that second fight like I was in jail. They could to make that second fight. Okay, we made it. The second fight was supposed to be in October. They called us 3 weeks before the fight and said Gaddy couldn't make the fight because of something he had, but we knew Gaddy couldn't make the weight because his ass got too big. He got fat. Gaddy would blow up in between fights, and it was just bad. But my thing is this: what I did in the second Gaddy fight, damn near Leonard did in the second fight with the ring. Except for he mocked the ring. He made the ring look stupid. I don't think he ran.
Oh, Coach, he was begging him to come here. He kept moving.
Exactly. Because you seen the first fight, he fought the ring fight, and the ring peppered him. The ring stayed on top of him. The ring didn't let him move. Kept him in the corner, banged him, hit him with hooks, right hands, uppercuts, all that. Leonard wasn't used to that. Leonard was not used to that pressure that the ring was giving him. So, like Leonard is, he's a great champion. He's a great fighter. He went back, him and Dundee, and they came up with a plan that they was gonna antagonize the ring. They was gonna do all the things that they could do to get under the ring skin. And that's another thing that I tell my fighters too. When you're in the ring, you gotta have composure. Because a guy might hit you with a jab in the right hand, you can't say, "Oh man, that boy hit me with that jab. I'm about to kill the joke. I'm hitting the joke." What you getting all upset for? For what? Take your time. Work off your jab. Get inside. Once you get there, then you bang it. He made the ring just do what he wanted to do. He hit the ring how he wanted to hit him. He turned him. He spent him. He spent him and hit him. He did all the right things. Come on, man. He didn't run. He didn't run at all. Yeah, he might have made the ring miss and might have ran around the ring that way by making him miss. And then he got in his face and he taunted him with his hands down. Come on, man. Stop that. Stop that.
Hey, one of my favorite trainers of all time is Roger Mayweather, the Black Mamba. And we all know him for the great saying, most folks don't
You don't know shit about boxing.
And possibly individuals on the panel. You know what I'm saying? And I say that respectfully. I say that respectfully to all my brothers up here.
He talk crazy, coach. He light skinned. He said the light skinned dudes talk crazy. That's
crazy.
Do, man.
Hey, look, a hit dog will holler every time. That's what my grandma used to tell me.
He only do that because I'm dark skinned, coach. That's why he treat me like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm dark skinned. That's what he do. But go ahead.
But my question is first off, did you have a relationship with Roger Mayweather? What could you tell us about the late great Black Mamba, if you have anything on that?
Far as boxing, Roger was probably one of the best that ever did it. At the end of the day, like I said, it's love that I still have my dad here, because I can call that joker right now when I get on the phone with y'all and say something to him, and we can get into a dispute about something. And 9 times out of 10, he right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes he not. But the thing of that is that I think Roger was a great fighter, but styles make fights.
Mm-hmm.
And the fights that he lost, it was because of the style. We know Roger was a great boxer. We know Roger had a great right hand. But his defense was kind of good, but then again, it was kind of suspect, because if he got hit right, it ended. It was the night.
He go to sleep.
It was a short night. It was a short night.
So that's kind of like a scary situation, because boxing, anything can happen at any time. So you got Roger beating a kid that can punch for 11 rounds. And you like, man, we got this in the bag. And the kid clipped Roger. It's like night. As far as the trainer, you got to give him his props, because he had his nephew. I'm not that old, but I didn't really pay attention too much to Roger with him having other fighters. I was pretty much focused on him when he had Floyd, because that's where all his talent came from, was Floyd. He put so much talent into Floyd that he made Floyd a mega star by giving Floyd the platform of boxing and giving him the blueprint. So when you come to that, you got to give Roger his flowers. He was a great coach. I can't take nothing away from him. And if he had a hole in his training, I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, I think the only hole and I don't really think it's much of a hole. The only thing I would say is that Roger would have Floyd taking more chances than, Singer would. Like, and I
think that's why Senior and him had that squabble, because in boxing, it's kind of hard to say. In boxing, you have to take when we was talking a while ago, when we was talking about being good and teaching fighters to be great and knowing if they good or not, you have to have fighters that know how to take those chances, take those risks. Man, it's been many a times that me and my dad sat and talked and argued, and he said to me, in this fight here, I don't understand why you did this, you did that. I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, Dad, you didn't fight the fight. I did. What you mean? He like, see this right here? You didn't have to do this. Why did you do it? I'm like, man, look, that was like 30 years ago. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I guess it was just an opportunity that I took, and it was what it was, But yeah, somewhere along the line, there are opportunities that you have to create for yourself. And my best insight in that would be the Gaddy fight. I mean, because of course, Gaddy was one of my biggest fights. Well, was one of my biggest fights ever. And that was, any fighter that's a fighter know that some point in your career you have to bite that bullet. It's just you have to get into that squabble. You have to get into that mix. You have to find out if you got a good chin on you. You got to find out if you can do these rounds. You got to know if you can throw 300 or 400 punches in that round, and then come out the next round and be winded enough to go into the next round like you did the last round, or at least give half of what you did in the last round. And that Gaddy fight was the fight that I knew that was going to put me over the threshold to start making the big money that I needed. So Gaddy was the fight that I needed. I needed to take the chances that I took in the Gaddy fight. And also, there were times like in the first Gaddy fight, I look at it, I ain't looked at it in years though, but when I looked at it, I said to myself, like, damn, Ivan, you actually really sitting here fighting with this guy when you know this guy knocked people senseless. But that was something that I had to do because, for one, Gaddy talked so reckless. He tried to do everything to get me out of my era on what I wanted to do, how the game plan was set the whole 6 weeks in camp. And to be honest with you, he did it. But I was so prepared and ready for it that it didn't matter. Gaddy was going to have to kill me that fight to win, and which he almost did. But I was
he almost did.
Hey, Coach, this brother's sick. That brother, he I'm sorry, Coach.
That's keeping it 100 though.
That's that brother from Middle Georgia, man. You gotta watch it, man. That brother laughed at the funeral, man. You gotta forgive him.
Hey, shout out to Coach. Hey, he almost killed me now. Boy.
He almost did.
He ain't do it. Hey, I'm still here to talk about it. So yeah, I took the risk. I paid a little bit for it, but it was worth it.
And that's what it is,
that was dope. And as a young boy, that was so fire to watch. As a young boy, watching you do that.
Hey man,
me and my friends, we were young boys, and we were screaming at the TV. You won that fight. That was the dope moment.
Hey, I appreciate that. I mean, like
already.
I mean, it was like, I had the city on my back, you know what I'm saying? And I was fighting for that and fighting for my family, you know what I'm saying? So
you definitely put on for Philly 100.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't, I really didn't know what it meant. I mean, as coming up as a young boy, around a lot of celebrities then, like Bernard and Tyrone Crawley, around them great ones, and they sitting there telling me that, yo, champ, it's gonna come a time where you're gonna have to bite that bullet. I'm like, man, never. I ain't biting no bullet. Crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that time came. And I was glad and pleased that I got through that first one. I bit that bullet, but I was smart enough to understand and to know that I had to do what I was supposed to do in the first fight, to do what I needed to do to win, and do it my way and do it the way I was taught how to do it. Not do it because I had 100,000 people in the audience, or I had people that, I knew that rolled with me from day one. It wasn't about them. It was about me. So I bit that bullet. It came that time, and every fighter in their life, I think, gonna come through that.
Well, let me ask you one last question, Coach. We like to have fun, man. So you know how I am.
Hey, it is what it is.
So let me ask you this: who would win if we had 100 Ivan Robinsons versus one gorilla? Who wins?
Come on now. That's crazy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, who wins? 100 of you at your absolute best versus one gorilla. Who wins?
That gorilla ass gonna get whooped.
And we putting hands on the gorilla.
Exactly. Exactly, and I think that'd be a fight that y'all let me put feet on him too.
Absolutely. Hey, pick up a chair if you need to, a stick, whatever you can find, a brick, whatever you got, man. It's a damn
All
gorilla.
I can say, coach, is after the as you would say, as those first few jokers get beat to death, I'm getting a cab. I'm getting out of there.
Because that first wave of Joker's gonna get smoked quick.
You already know.
I don't think people understand, man. A gorilla is like a mutant, man. Them things.
Bro.
I seen a chimpanzee.
Hey, BVO, it has
the face
13.
off by the chimpanzee.
Yeah, them things will tear your face off.
You better know it.
Hey, BVO, a gorilla has 1,300 pounds of PSI in a bite force, bro. That's more than any animal, bro.
And on top of it, you don't know it. You don't know that nigga got PST too. What? That nigga's gonna murder you.
Hey, look, I'm just be honest. Once that first wave and you start to see
ain't
folks
nobody
flying
gonna want to
around,
fight. They ain't gonna
everybody's
fight.
going the other way. Everybody else going the other way, man.
Hey, Dub, the only way that'll happen,
Yeah.
like, and another thing is, that's what I asked my daughter, because they come up with these crazy questions. I'm like, where did you get that from? I'm like, yo, where they fighting at? They fighting in the jungle? Because the gorilla gonna be able to use the trees and stuff. Man, you can't be serious. But I think the only chance that the 100 men will have is the gorilla tires and they can all pounce on
Hey,
it.
it's
But
like
the
my
first
man
couple
Keith.
waves, it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, but you know, like my man Keith D said, Coach, all I need is 1 second with that gorilla. Boom.
Exactly.
But on that note, man, shout out to Coach, man. Coach Ivan came through, man. Again, appreciate him, man. We gonna have him back. He don't know, but he gonna be a recurring guest, man. So
I was just about to say, we need to have a segment where we just focus. Hey, rocking with Coach Robinson, man. We need to have a segment, man.
I appreciate that, man. That's love. That's really love. I mean, I don't get that.
Hey, when you said what you said, man, that you sound like me being honest. You said he tried to kill me.
And he almost did.
Yeah.
He almost did.
One thing about me, man, I'm gonna be real about it. There's no reason. There's no reason not to. For what? What? There's no reason not to.
And that's why. And I say, shout out to BVO, but hey, that's why we respect you so much, Coach, and love talking to you. You know what I'm saying? It's always a great conversation. So I appreciate you pulling up, man. Really do.
Already, yes.
Whenever
shout out to Crush for setting us up with the coach.
Yeah,
man.
Appreciate you, Crush.
Shout out to the OG
Crush.
Man. Hey, look, I gotta tell you real quick. I did an interview with Crush. The only interview I ever did that had 3 episodes, and each episode was 4 hours long. I'm like, man,
that's good stuff.
Hey, you know what they say, Coach?
Crush, man.
Well, we know what they say. When Canelo removed that knife from his boot, he gonna spill some blood on. He gonna spill blood.
Here we go.
I'm nervous for Bud because I just know whenever Canelo get in that boot, it's over with.
Shout out, Bud. Yeah.
Because we say a lot, man, and this is my final thing. I'll let everybody wrap it up on this one. But man, William Skull ain't got a chance. We know he not punching it, and if you can't knock Canelo down or hurt him like Golovkin, he walking forward.
Yeah,
he walked forward against BVO.
I was just going to say something about
he
that.
ran.
Do you think that BVO took a lot out of Canelo?
Absolutely.
Yes, he did.
I think anytime you get your tail whooped like that,
it definitely takes some gas out the tank for sure.
It takes some out of you, especially with that Soviet in and out style. I think
you know what? That's kind of. I'm glad y'all said that because now I want to because I look at this situation a little different. Okay, y'all say BVO took a lot out of Canelo. Now let's go back some years. I'm talking about years. Okay, when he fought Floyd, what you think happened then?
I think because he was so young, he had a lot more at that time, and it was it was more of a learning experience than anything else. I don't think it really took anything. I think he gained a lot from it. And if you notice, after that, that's when he really started keeping his head off the line. He went on a tear. Looking to kind of bob and weave, that type of thing. So I don't know if Floyd took as much as BVO took out of him, especially. And the other thing is BVO was much bigger than Floyd was. You know what I'm saying? So
if anybody took something out of him, Coach, I would think it'd have been Triple G. Them fights was like
You know
tough.
what's so funny about that, Coach? And I know we'll talk to you all day.
Yeah.
I never seen somebody get punched. I never seen two fighters punch each other that hard and be okay. Them Triple G fight, I don't care what nobody
That was
says.
brutal.
Canelo's chin.
Them first two joints.
I'm not like I told you. I mean, people that know me know I'm real about any and everything that I do and say. What makes you think that with the Triple G fight and the Canelo fight, what makes you think that nothing was taken from them? What makes you think that we already know, to be honest with you, we already know that Triple G is all messed up. And I don't know if it's from the Canelo fight, but to me, Triple G was always to me, I wouldn't say Triple G was a great fighter. Triple G was a good fighter because he could punch, but at the same time, his defense was poor. So that's why he's hurting and he's in such bad shape now. Now with Canelo, what makes you think that Canelo is that much better than Triple G?
Because only reason I said it because he looked so good against Danny Jacobs. He looked so good against
Here we go.
He was supposed to look good with guys like that. They wasn't threat.
Coach.
Well, then he beat Kovalev too, Coach. Kovalev at his best.
The oldest Kovalev we ever seen.
Well, he definitely.
Oh, now he old, but he beat Anthony Yard. Now he old. Okay.
Oh man, come on, man. Who is Anthony Yard? We just seen Anthony Yard go. I ain't gonna say life and death, but he didn't look impressive this weekend. What are we doing here?
Facts.
Anyway, we gonna be talking to you all day, Coach. I'm gonna go to bed, Coach. I'm gonna get out your way, man. These dudes is crazy.
Yeah.
Because I know you agree with me, Coach.
That's what make the podcast so interesting and exciting, because you guys are real and you keep it going. I like it.
Yeah, hey, because I think we got the best team in the world. We got Dub right side. He like Varnell Hill from Martin. He can say a little bit.
Here we go.
He stayed with the Nubian White Queens. We got prize. He gonna show you his watch.
We don't even know what a Nubian White Queen is. I don't even know what
that is. The craziest.
I never figured that out.
Yeah, is that real? That's crazy.
Coach, you heard of a Nubian White Queen, haven't you?
I've never heard of it. Y'all boys
white girl with the braid.
Wow.
She smell like cocoa butter.
Nah, B.
She smoked Black and Miles weed.
Oh, wow.
No.
She definitely can't come to my crib smoking no music.
Hey, Coach, let's get out of here, man. We see you. We see you in a couple weeks.
What you say, Coach? Can she cook? That's the right.
Yeah, can she cook?
Huh?
Can she cook?
Yeah, White Nubian Queen can cook, and she get you them good crackers for that sauce meat.
She ain't gonna season nothing.
She still thinks salt and pepper is seasoning. So
yeah, she still gonna season your chicken with salt.
No, she don't have that adobo out there. She got that adobo for you.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right.
See,
y'all boys wild, man.
Y'all too
exactly.
News, man.
Shout out to Mighty Ivan Robinson for pulling one of my favorites.
Oh, appreciate you, Coach.
Love you, Coach.
Like I said, man, anytime y'all guys want to do anything, just call me.
We definitely gonna do that.
All right, my man.
Take care.
All right. One.
Hey, shout out to Coach. He old school. What do you say? One.
Yeah, 100. You know what I mean?
Hey, with my days, you got the phone with my dad. He be like, all right, one.
Nah, I mean, I feel like I'm in belly, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Coach.
Hey, but that was a great interview, man. Whatever.
Always.
Hey, Dub, you sick, man. You started laughing as soon as the coach said the man almost killed me, Dub.
Dub, cold.
Oh, boy, Dub.
Dub is brutal.
Almost killed me.
That wasn't brutal, brother.
No, I said you brutal.
That wasn't, what are we doing?
The brother said he almost did.
Hey, man, shout out to BVO,
he was keeping it a bean, though.
Shout out to BVO, man. BVO, I'm telling you, you need to make a segment every now and then you have a quick segment with Coach. You know what I'm
Once
saying?
a week. Once a week if you can.
Man, what? That'll be
Coach,
fantastic.
I love Coach, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
Absolutely.
He's so much fun to talk to, and
Yeah.
I don't even think it's just like him and Tim Witherspoon. They don't realize how great they were.
Yeah, they just natural. You know what I mean? It's natural.
Hey, give us your final words, Crush.
Hey, great interview, man. I had to
Yes.
get some rest, man,
Salute
because
to you.
Salute to the
I
OG,
gotta get ready
man.
for work. But I was listening to the interview.
Uh-huh.
It was dope. We gonna keep doing our thing, and everybody else, if y'all ain't with it, y'all in trouble. I'm in the lab. We got some more stuff coming. I'm working on some more stuff. I'm working on some more stuff to get some more interview for y'all guys, for you all enjoy some. Still wait. I should be hearing back from the surgeon Salim Bey in about another week or so. I just talked to his father because he's getting ready for a tournament, I think, and I'm working on getting the young Zachary 215 in here, young amateur from Philly that's making noise. So we working on some stuff, man. And soon when Doug get a chance, we're gonna smack y'all with those moist meters because a lot of y'all need
Damn. All right, hold on. I gotta send it to you. Shit. I'm supposed to be sending this. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
cussing
boy.
it.
Yeah,
Hold on, real quick. And we got another thing that we finna start. We're gonna start the interview series up, and we starting with the Sports Talk Network. We starting with our own team. You feel me? So we'll discuss it on Sunday as always. But I think we definitely need to introduce everybody to the team and the backgrounds. Crush, me and you the first interview was crazy anyways, but the first it was 3 days, but we gonna do it again, and I want to have everybody on so we can get all of the information from the people that y'all are listening to on a daily basis, so we know who we're talking to, man. And so we're gonna start that back up.
Get to know STN. That's a dope idea, and we're gonna have fun, man. So amazing, as Dub would say.
Amazing.
You're out of order, and I love you guys, and we gonna stay out of order because that's why ain't nobody messing with us because we so damn out of order. That's all I got. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Funky Friday. Coffee and donuts, man. I got a nice Funky Friday for y'all, so y'all make sure y'all tune in. It's gonna be fun.
Hey, and salute the shower, man. My favorite chocolate treat, man. Salute the shower, man. Showing
yes. She your sub to her too, man. She got a channel, man. And all this time she ain't tell me, but I ran across her. Dope work, keep doing your thing.
Man, she had an open panel last night, and I missed it. I couldn't jump on. I was trying to get ready for a show, couldn't do the show like I wanted to because they're gonna kick me off of YouTube after a while if I keep doing the shows I'm doing. But we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna figure that out.
We'll start our own app. You know what I mean? We start an app.
Yeah.
Everybody can come to the STN app.
Yeah.
That'll be
They really gonna be sick if that happened. But that's
Yeah.
And last thing, y'all make sure y'all go catch TD Sports, man. About to go live. I'll be live tonight at 11:30. And we talking everything boxing, man. We're gonna discuss this whole weekend of fights. And hey, it's an open panel as always, man. Shout out to my brother BVO Prize and Crush, the legend, the OG, the master of ceremonies is what we like to call him. And my apologies. Shout out to my brother Sombrero. I forgot. I got to call my brother Sombrero out as always. Doing a hell of a job, man. Keep doing your thing.
My brother D Free.
Hey, shout out to Free as well.
Oh yeah. And one thing I gotta
shout out
say,
to my brother CDK too.
Definitely shout out to CDK. One thing I gotta say this, man. I love what's going on. I'm excited about the future, man. Get ready to tune in to Dub and my bad. I don't mean to call him Dub. Barnell Hill and my guy our man Puerto Rican Tommy, man. They coming on your next show, so make sure y'all check them out. And shout out to Shower again. I don't get no love, but Crush do. We gone. Peace. Peace.